In a 256-page response filed at the Apex Court Sub-Registry set up at Milimani Law Courts in Nairobi by a battery of lawyers led by Professor Kithure Kindiki for the President-elect and other Kenya Kwanza members listed as respondents, President-elect William Ruto says Azimio leader Raila Odinga's petition can only compare to fiction, calling it a story full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Ruto went ahead to state, and I quote, "The overall impression that the reading of the petition and the surrogate petition left in my mind, especially when viewed against the first petitioner's 30-year pattern of strikingly similar act after every presidential election, is that of tragic comedy akin to William Shakespeare's words about a story full of sound and fury, signifying nothing and controversies that are much ado about nothing." End of quote. Ruto, in his response, wants the judges to dismiss the petition by Odinga, describing him as a perennial loser seeking a handshake to share government, and I quote, "The first common feature that underlies Odinga's 30-year pattern of strikingly similar act after every presidential election is disingenuous disputation of presidential election results as a means of forcing the winner to share power through unconventional and extra-constitutional government arrangements, popularly known as handshake." End of quote. The petition is in response to Odinga's petition filed last week challenging Ruto's victory on grounds that the election was bungled by the Electoral Commission to favor the deputy president. It is reported that Ruto has retained 54 lawyers to defend his victory in 9 petitions filed in the Supreme Court. Earlier in the day, the Azimio team filed their submissions that included a compressed version of their Monday petition.
The Supreme Court has got very strict rules of how they handle their matters, and they say that even if you have got a lorry or if you are a file, the maximum you can be able to do by way of written submissions is up to a maximum of 40 pages. So you have to reduce that lorry into 40 pages. Now, that is exactly what we have done.
The team also submitted prayers to have the Kuria petition against Raila Odinga struck off, stating it doesn't qualify to be attended to by the Apex Court.
We are saying, as you might have seen, Kuria filed a petition saying that some of the orders that we are seeking in our case should not be granted by this Supreme Court. And we are saying that whatever it is that he's saying, this is not the right place. If you look at the Constitution, it says that the only way that you can be able to approach the Supreme Court is if you're challenging an election.
The lawyers led by counsel Fred Orego, however, confirmed that they have no objection to the other petitions regarding the presidential election petition. On Saturday, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, alongside its commissioners, are expected to beat the 2 p.m. deadline for the submission before the pretrial hearings. The clock is ticking for every interested party in the presidential election petition. According to the timelines, they all have until tomorrow afternoon to have filed their submissions. Philip Murutu, K24, from Milimani Law Courts, Nairobi.